I have thought of making one of these for so long. Something that was both practical and making these seemingly mundane tasks know that everything is for God's glory. Whether it's washing the dishes or picking kids up from the car line or packing snacks for school, I wanted to create something that could bring what we're reading in the Bible into our everyday lives and help them melt together. And it is called the Cover to Cover Companion Planner. And yes, it's completely digital. We know that those of you who have the Cover to Cover Bible Journal, that you're reading through the Bible, you're allowing God to interpret the Bible, you're applying it, you're writing out your prayers and your praises, and there is definitely a place for that. But then we have to have something that collides with world, because we know that when we're doing our quiet times, there's a huge chance that we are so consumed in that moment with God that we are just minutes away from little taps on the window or pitter patters through the house and the first person asking for something from us. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, there is going to be a moment when that quiet time is interrupted and real life begins. The reality that we do have these responsibilities that God trusted in us as women, and that's why we still have to keep our lives a little bit more organized so that we can better serve the Lord in whatever role He has us playing. So there are so many details in this Cover to Cover Companion Planner. But first, let's talk about the difference between the Companion Planner and the Cover to Cover Bible Journal. This is the Cover to Cover Bible Journal. It is a physical journal with tabs, and it has every passage to read for the entire Bible. Many of you know this and have this, and I'm so grateful that God is able to speak through His Word, directly from His Word, without any interpretations and without timelines. Then we have the Cover to Cover Companion Planner. This planner is very similar in style and branding and all those things, but what's inside is space for you to write down all the responsibilities, events, thoughts, minor details. What I realized with a lot of planners is they are very, very focused on goal setting, right? So you see all these planners of yearly goals and all those things, and it's wonderful to have goals. But again, just like the heart behind Cover to Cover Bible Journal is to allow God to speak and have room to speak without any interpretations, the Cover to Cover Companion Planner, the digital planner, is here to allow God to be at the center of all of your plans. In fact, you'll see that a daily page is not about setting goals necessarily. It's basically about taking a breath, finding rest in the margins, not trying to be the busiest one or the one with the most full schedule, but looking at the blessings of what God has given us, writing them down, and then finding room for Him in all the in-between moments. If you flip to our daily page, you'll see some differences on how most planners are set up. Instead of having goals for the day, it's goals for God's glory. And instead of saying yes to everything, it's one small yes. Whether that is playing Barbies with your little ones, or playing Ninja with your little boys, or maybe that's just sitting down and French braiding your daughter's hair. That's one small yes, because we can get really caught up in all the big yeses that we forget the small ones. Another would be love others well. How am I specifically loving the people that are around me this day? Whether that's the person that I pass in the morning, it's a neighbor by the mailbox, it's my children, my husband, whoever it is, who am I loving and how am I loving them well? But one of my favorite parts of the daily pages are the quiet thoughts. Not just thoughts, not just a brain dump, but thoughts that are quietly in the back of your mind, and you need to write them down. Because we can get so caught up in accomplishing these tasks and checking off these boxes that we forget to see God in the everyday moments. Scripture that I have read, or maybe a scripture I hope to read. Now, this does not have cover to cover Bible journal inside of it, but it does have the Bible reading plan. We have written down all of the same passages that you'll see inside the cover to cover Bible journal at the very top up here. And we have written those down so that you can put that on your daily page and know that that is what you hope to read for the day, so that you're not having to necessarily flip between the journal and the planner. You'll have a section where you can see what you're reading from the journal that day and write it down on your daily page. It's just that reminder to consistently go back to scripture and seeking God, whether that's between the dishes or while you're doing the laundry. One of my goals for the planner was to make it very simple to use. Basically, there are a lot of really great links so that you can click on a tab and it takes you to the month, and then you can click on the date of the month, and there's also a weekly view too. So within the companion planner, you'll find monthly, weekly, and daily views, all centered on what can I do to bring God glory. Not about goal setting necessarily, not about trying to fill in every single scrap of every month with an event, but trying to find room in the margins for God to move within you. If there isn't any margin, if there is no time of rest, how can we truly expect God to have room to move through us spiritually and to affect those that we are responsible for and the people that we love the most? In case you're wondering, I absolutely love the digital stickers. There's two options with it. I've given you all the stickers in a PNG format, which means that you can take those images and you can put them in whatever platform you're using to write in. My favorite is GoodNotes, but you can also use Notability or some other type of writing program for your tablet. And yes, you need to have an iPad or something that allows you to write with a pencil so that you can use the companion planner to its fullest ability. Each planner that I set out into the world will match whatever cover-to-cover Bible journal I have. So for this first one that I'm doing, the cover will match this cover-to-cover Bible journal. But when the new cover comes out, then the planner will also change to the new cover. So you can see that they match. I want this to be such a cohesive experience between the cover-to-cover Bible journal and the cover-to-cover companion planner, because I truly believe that whereas the cover-to-cover Bible journal is helping us to let God flow into us and us seek Him in His Word, the planner is there so that we can take what we've learned and branch it out into every other part of our lives